Hello, good morning. Last time we completed the chapter first from the second paper, that is semiconductors and diodes. Now let us start with a first paper, chapter number 4, electronic components. Okay, we switch to this chapter because it is most important chapter, basic components that you should know. So that's why I started the electronic components chapter. Okay, so this electronic components forms an electronic circuit, and it is mainly divided in two types. First one is passive components. Okay, and second one is an active component. Okay, mainly divided in two types, passive components and active components. So what do you mean by passive and active? Okay, so you know the rectification. Recently I have studied rectification. Okay, which component we are using in rectification? In rectifier, the basic is diode. Okay, so diode has a property of rectification. So diode is used for rectification. Okay, then amplification. In amplifier we use transistor, that is another component, transistor. Okay, so these components are diode and transistors. Diode is used for rectification, transistor is used for amplification, and then next one is switching. So transistor can be used as a switch also. So this rectification and amplification, switching, so these functions are performed by the components which are known as active components. Okay, this function, rectification, amplification, switching, controlling. Okay, so all these functions can be performed by these components known as active component. Okay, and in passive component there is a linear relation between current and voltage. Okay, so there is a linear relation between current and voltage for the passive component. So these are known as a passive component which are not used for rectification, amplification and switching. Okay, so the passive components are not used for rectification, amplification and switching, but active components can be used for these functions. Okay, simply definition is the passive components are not used in rectification, amplification and switching, and there is a linear relation between voltage and current, that is called as passive component. The components which are used in the active functions like rectification, amplification and switching are called as active components. Okay, this is a simple definition of active and passive component. So these functions are sometimes called as active functions. Okay, the components which are not used in active functions like rectification, amplification and switching are known as a passive component, and there is a linear relation between voltage and current. In active components, these are used in active functions like rectification, amplification and switching. These are called as active components. Okay. So the passive, there are different types of passive components, not too much more, but only three. First one is a resistor. Okay. First one is a resistors. So this is the first passive component. Second one is a capacitor. This is another passive component, and third one is inductor. Okay, third one is inductor. So there is another transformer. So this transformer is in this category, inductors category. So there is another one is also transformer. You can say that the fourth one is the transformer. But in the transformer there is the two inductor coils. Okay, let us see the resistors, capacitors and inductors are the passive components. So these active components are again divided in two parts. The first one is electron tube. Okay, last time we saw this electron tube, and this is totally outdated. Okay, this is totally outdated. And the second part, second group is semiconductor. Okay, semiconductors. So in this semiconductors category, there are diode transistors. Okay, so there are different diodes, different transistors. So these are the active components and which are mostly used in electronic circuit. So the electron tubes are totally outdated. Okay, so this is the passive component, active component. Main these are two categories. These are the only 3 to 4 components which are under passive component. And in active component there are also a few components, diode, transistor, different type diode and transistor, different types of diode, different type of transistors. Okay, so this is a electronic components. Okay, so we are going to study about all these types. Okay, so in paper first we are going to study about these components: resistor, capacitor and inductor. Okay, so let us start from resistor. R-E-S-I-S-T-O-R, resistor. Okay, so resistor is a component which is used to oppose the current. Okay, which is used to oppose the current. So this is the main function of resistor. Okay, get that? The resistor is a component which is used to oppose the current, and the symbol of resistor is like this. Okay, so this is a symbol of resistor. Okay, so resistors generally there are two types. First one is a fixed and second one is variable. Okay, so there are fixed and variable type of resistor. So this is a symbol of fixed resistor, and for variable we can draw such symbol. Okay, so this is the symbol of variable, or sometime it is also drawn like this. Okay, sometime it is also drawn like this. So this is a variable resistor, these two symbols of variable resistor, and this is a fixed resistor. Okay, so this zigzag indicates oppose to the current flow. Okay, so there are two types of resistors. So according to Ohm's law, okay, if we apply a current to a resistor, then voltage is developed across the resistor. Okay, if we apply a current, then voltage is developed across the resistor, and there is linear relation between current and voltage. Okay, so if we saw this, okay, so this is the graph. If we apply voltage and measure current through the resistor, and if you vary the voltage, then you will find that so there is a linear increase in a current also. As we increase the voltage, current increases. Okay, if we take another resistor, suppose this is R1, if we take another resistor, then you get here there is another slope. Okay, so this slope is depends on the value of the resistor. If you take another resistor, then it is this one. So what you can conclude, which one is the greater value of the resistance? So this R3 is greater, sorry, so R3 is less than the R2 than the R1. Okay, so this value of R3 is less than the R2, less than the R1. Okay, so if you have a greater slope, the resistance value is less. Okay, see here, so here I is directly proportional to voltage. Why? Because if we increase the voltage, the current also increases. Okay, the current also increases for different value of resistor. So that means we can say that current is proportional to the voltage, and it is given by V equal to I into R. So this R is nothing but a proportionality constant. Okay, so this R is nothing but a proportionality constant. If we write like this, R equal to V by I, so this is the proportionality constant, and which is measured in ohm. Okay, so this is proportionality constant and which is measured in ohm. So therefore this resistance R can be calculated by using V by I, applied voltage divided by the current. Okay, applied voltage divided by the current. So this R equal to V by I. So this is nothing but Ohm's law. Ohm's law. Okay, so you can also write V is equal to IR. So this is nothing but Ohm's law. So this is the relation between current and voltage in a fixed resistor. Okay, so there are different types of fixed resistors. So there are different types of resistors, and so depends on the which material is used in that resistor. So there is a type. So commonly the resistor is used to limit the current, to oppose the current. So what is the working of resistor? First use of resistor is to limit the current, to limit the current. What it means to limit the current? So the resistor opposes the current. Okay, so resistor opposes the current means it stops the current. So we can say that it limits the current. Okay, the second one is it is used to drop voltage. Okay, used to drop voltage means what? If we apply, to drop a voltage means if we apply the two resistors is connected and some voltage is applied. So this then total voltage, if we applied these two resistors, then some voltage is dropped across this R1 and some voltage is dropped across the R2. That means this total voltage is divided in two parts, V1 and V2. So it is divided in two parts. So we can say that it is nothing but to drop a voltage. So what is it means? We can say that the V1 is voltage dropped across R1. Across R1, across means the voltage is measured across parallelly to the R1. Okay, so then voltage V2 is dropped across R2. So this is nothing but to drop a voltage. Okay, so this voltage dropped across R1, this voltage dropped across R2. Third one is to divide a voltage. To divide a voltage. So similarly here this voltage